everyone, it's me again, MUA Black Swan, back again with another video, and this is going to be my MUA confessions video. My first video was informative, like I'm trying to help, you know, I'm trying to do my part and help. But this one, honey, I'm just gonna tell you some stories. I'm just gonna have to spill a little tea and get a little shady. Okay, so to start this video, I want to tell y'all about the time that I got stolen from. I want to tell y'all why y'all should get y'all makeup kits secured. And secure, I mean insured, okay? That stuff needs to be locked down and handled, because you don't know who gonna jack you or what might happen to your kit while you on the road, or if your apartment gets flooded because the pipe busted, or somebody don't know how to cook and your apartment gets on fire, or your house gets on fire and it destroys your makeup. Like, anything can happen, so it's always good to get that stuff insured. So call your car insurer, your home insurer, your renter insurer, and I'm pretty sure if you have your receipts for your kit and you can prove how much the value of it is, they'll cover it. The story. Okay, so let me just give you a little background about this particular client that came to my house and stole from me. Okay, this particular girl, and I call her a girl because ain't no woman gonna steal. I knew her in high school. I have friends that are friends with her. I met her mother. Like, this wasn't a stranger. At this particular time, I was only taking people that I knew. I was not to the point where I felt okay with taking strangers. Or, yeah, I didn't feel okay with taking strangers. So I took this girl. I took her appointment. She came over. I beat the hell out of her face. Like, it looked bomb. She was in love with it. She was ranting and raving about it. She couldn't get herself out the mirror. Then she started to linger. She was a lingerer. And you know those people that just don't know when to go home? Like, she was just hanging out. And I'm noticing that she keeps coming around my makeup table. And she keeps eyeballing the lip trio that I used on her lipstick. You know, lip trio, lipstick, and lip gloss. So she was like, oh my goodness, this is so nice. Where'd you get it from? Oh my goodness, it's MAC. Oh my god, I didn't even know you used a MAC. That is so nice. And the reason why I even used I looked at the best products for her because I was under the impression that that's what she was accustomed to. So I wanted to make her feel comfortable in the products that I was using. Because, you know, at that time, I didn't feel 100% confident in my makeup game. So I overcompensated by getting certain brands. So the client would be like, oh, you got this. Oh, you know what you're doing. Which doesn't necessarily mean that. Just because somebody has a name brand product does not mean they know how to use it. So let's be clear on that. I'm going to tell you, she lingered around my house hanging out for about 30 minutes. Mind you, she drove herself, so she wasn't looking for no ride. So I don't understand. I didn't get that part. So she finally leaves, and then I am cleaning and packing up the makeup area. And then guess what was missing? The lip trio. The lip trio that she was eyeballing the whole time. So it's gone, right? So I'm looking everywhere because I don't want to be that person. I want to be tainted or cynical and always think somebody's trying to jack me. So I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, man, I probably did I misplaced it. It probably rolled somewhere. But I'm like, Robin, wise up. Your apartment is super uncluttered. Like, meaning I have my necessaries. I have my living room set and my dining room set. I don't have no china cabinet. I don't have no armoire sitting around there. I didn't have an entertainment center. I just put the TV on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was extremely spacious. It's clean, spacious. My two kids can run around and not have to worry about stomping their toe on a thing, okay? So there's nothing for it to escape or be hidden under, okay? And so I text her later on. I'm like, hey, did you happen to accidentally take some of my lipsticks or something? And then she did the classic over concern text back. You know, oh my gosh, how'd it look like? What do you mean? Can you send me a picture of it? How much did it cost? Like, the over concern. Because if you text me and you're like, Robin, do you know where my lipstick is? I'm gonna be like, girl, no. And yeah, she was just doing way too much. Like, she texted me back a paragraph. So I was just like, girl, you took that. And so that was, girl. And you know what? How about this? I know you watching, and I hope you enjoyed the lip trio. And baby girl, whoever is doing your makeup, I hope they are slaying you, because I will never touch your face again, okay? Ever, ever. Because I think that's stealing, especially for somebody that knows you and you know, went to school with you. That speaks a lot to your character, and that's like a real bomb move. Like, that's real, that's not cute. And we're grown. You're too old for that. Until, like, after the age of 15, you should stop stealing. You're gonna embarrass yourself, and which you did, because me and you know what happened. Me and you know what's up. So anyway, yeah. Bye, girl. So my next story is going to be about the photographer that catfished me, and I guess I can kind of call it catfish, because he kind of made me think something that he wasn't. So yeah, catfish. So anyway, I get a message on Instagram, and this is photographer. He wants to shoot with me, and that is nothing new. So he wants to shoot, he wants to book me, whatever. So we talk over the phone, we have discussions over Instagram, so it feels pretty legit and secure. I look on his Instagram at his work. His work wasn't the best. Although in his bio he said he had 15 years experience as a photographer, and it was just like basic photographer stuff that you know you should knock out in the first couple of years, like your lighting. That should be something you should master, like, from the get, because the lighting is like one of the most important things as a photographer. From what I understand, I'm not a photographer, but from what I understand, that's important, okay? And the angles that you hit in that model, like on his page, the resolution and the pictures was horrible. Like the white blast hitting those girls' faces was horrible. It was distorting the makeup, the hue of their hair, the outfit, and on top of it, they got on baby oil. So it was just a hot mess. And on top of it, it was the angles he was hitting these girls at. Like, there was shadows being cast down on the wrong places. There was, like, he had one where, like, he's shooting from below, and you can see, like, just an unflattering hint of rolls. And if you're shooting, like, especially with a voluptuous girl, you want to hit them from angles that complement their curves, not make it look like a sack of potatoes, you know, because there's certain angles, not even a voluptuous girl, a woman, period, because there's certain angles that I get hit from, and baby, you can see cottage cheese, you can see the ripples, I look like a man. Like, it just don't look good. It just don't look good. You gotta know what you do. You gotta know the angles. You gotta know how to do it. So 15 years experience, I was just kind of, okay, whatever. But he got the money to pay me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the job. I just went to for the money. I wasn't gonna do it for, like, any pictures or anything like that. So I wasn't even worried about how the pictures were gonna come out. I was just worried about getting paid. So, and then the model that he said he was working with, she had like 11K on her Instagram. So I was like, well, shoot, she posts me, that might help. So I get paid and promoted. Great. It's the day of the shoot. I pull up, and per usual, I'm always the first one there, because in my world, early is on time is late, and late, you're fired. Don't show up. So I'm about 10-15 minutes early. I'm sitting there. I'm the only one there. The area is shady as hell. Like, it's like in the middle of the city, but you know, I see they got them weird back streets where it just looks like, you know, Jeepers Creepers territory, or, you know, like Jason land. So it was like one of them back streets where I felt like, you know, I was gonna be the first one to get killed in the movie. It was so janky that I thought I was getting punked. It was so freaking janky. So I pull up to the address, and obviously I'm using my map. I'm using my Google Maps. So I'm like, yo, maybe it took me to the wrong place. So I call the dude up, and I'm like, hey, are you here? I'm at this building. I'm not sure if this is it. And he's like, Yeah, is there like an iron gate in the front and like a white truck? The white truck didn't have no wheels. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, that's it, you're at the right place. I was like, oh, okay. Were you coming soon? Because I was out there by myself. Okay, I'm seeing like stray cats fighting over a hunk of cheese. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, so I'm sitting in my car. I lock the doors. So I'm waiting for him to pull up. So I'm waiting. Like 20 minutes pass. I don't see nobody. And so I text him, I'm like, hey, are you here? And he's like, yeah, I'm pulling up right now. I look up and I see a red top. So I'm like, I know he ain't show up in no cab. It's like, but where are we shooting at? Does he have the equipment inside? Do you have to get a taxi cab here? Does he not have a car? So I'm asking all these questions because, boo, you're 50 plus years old. This is a mature man. And then he has 15 years experience. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So he pulls up in the red top. He gets out the car. And we go inside the building. And then he tells me that the model is going to be late. So I'm like, well, you was late. Now the model's late. So now y'all really, I need some more money. This is not, I'm counting why I should stay here because all this is not adding up to my pockets. Because I could be at home right now slaying some faces, getting guaranteed money, but you got me out here on this junky back street. So the model was late. While we're waiting for the model, he is telling me his lifetime story, which I really don't recommend you doing when you first meet anybody on any occasion. So he's telling me that he quit his last job because he wanted to focus on his photography. But on your bio, you're 15 years experienced. So you're just now going to focus on it? All right. So he says that, and then he said he had to sell his car because he wasn't making any money doing the photography. Oh, baby. Beloved. Give me his lifetime story. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. But I still want to get paid. So the model calls him and she's like, yeah, I'm going to be running a little more late because I had a problem at my hairdresser's. And he's like, bitch, are you serious? He said, the makeup artist is here and I don't think she's going to wait that long. And then I'm in the back watching on the phone. I'm like, ding, you're sure right. I'm not going to wait that long. And then so he's like, okay, how long are you? He's like, she was like, oh, I'm not that far. I'm probably like 10 minutes away. He's like, okay, fine, we'll wait. So he's like, okay, don't worry about it. I will pay you for your time. Don't worry about it. I apologize. Great. So we're waiting. And 20 minutes has passed at this time. And I told him, I'm like, well, I'm going to go ahead and go. And he's like, no, don't go. I know she's going to come. I know she's going to come. Here's some more money for your time. I apologize. And I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and wait because you're paying me. And then I feel bad because I keep taking money from him. And he just told me his lifetime story. You know what I mean? So I felt bad. So I was like, okay, I'll wait. Thanks. He calls her because his patience is starting to run out. So he calls her and then that's when it all hit the fan. He calls her and I thought that they knew each other. Like I honestly did. By the way he talked to her, I honestly thought that they must have either dated before or shot together before or something because he was going in and he knew some info about her. Like he knew the tea, honey. And he's calling her everything but her government name. So I'm sitting here like, wow. Me personally, I've never heard a photographer talk to a model that way and call them those names ever. And then she still went to shoot with him. I would have been like, boy, bye. Like, I wish you would. So no, he was going off, and I can hear her screaming at him. But it just sounded like she wanted to be heard. It didn't sound like she was mad, to be really honest, because it was more like, just listen, I told you I was coming type of screaming. Now, oh no you didn't. It wasn't one of them arguments, but he was arguing with her, talking to her like she was a dog. So she finally shows up, and from all this time, she winds up being a total of 2 hours late. So basically, he's out of 2 hours worth of money for me, because he paid me for the 2 hours plus my travel. Then he got to pay me for the 3rd hour because she was late. So yeah, he's very heated. He has a reason to be, but he didn't have a reason. He didn't have a good enough reason for him to step out of his skin and be that unprofessional. If you didn't want to work with her, you should have went ahead and said, you know what, forget it. Forget it. The 1st hour, forget the shoot. You're not worth it. You're not. But for him, because she has so many followers and he was trying to focus on his photography, maybe she was worth it for him. But for me personally, I would have X'd that out real quick. So while we're in there, I do her makeup, and by the way, she brought a friend, and then her friend got on my nerves because her friend's sitting there watching me do her makeup. And you know what? I don't have no problem people watching me do my job. I have no problem with that. People do that all the time. But I have a problem when your questions go from regular makeup questions to tutorial questions. Like, she went from, oh my goodness, where'd you get this from? Oh my goodness, you got banana power? What store do you get it from? I have no problem answering those questions. But then she starts doing stuff like this. Oh, how did you do that to her face? Okay, wait, do that again? What brush did you use? Okay, move your hand out the way, let me see. Now you're hindering my time and my work. Now that's why I'm starting to get frustrated, because now you want a whole class. Girl, book an appointment to do a class, because I don't, my nerves was getting wrecked, but I was like, I just have one job. That's all I gotta do, is just this one freaking job. That's it. So I slayed her face, and then I'm packing up. And then I want to pack up, and I go back into like the main room. I leave the dressing room, and I go into like the main room where they're actually doing the photo shoot, and they're sitting there arguing with each other again. He wanted her to wear this real sleazy outfit, like be real bent over stuff, because this girl was like super curvy. And he wanted to wear like a G-string or like a jock strap or something. I don't know, because it was like supposed to be like a sports photo shoot. So she was like, I don't feel comfortable wearing it. And he's like, bitch, that's not what your Instagram said. And she's like arguing because her Instagram is very provocative, to say the least. So he was upset because he booked her off of the persona that she had on her Instagram, because she was bent over twerking. I mean, just. Then she shows up and she's like, no, that's my Instagram, but for my professional modeling career, I want to go in a different direction. Everything that he went through that night, I thought his head was gonna explode. He was heated, to say the least. I just went ahead and let them know that I was leaving, because this is like 11 o'clock at night now, and yeah, somebody had to lock the door on my way out, because I didn't want nobody to like bust in and like hurt them from the outside world. So I was like, hey, I'm about to go. Can somebody like hit this lock on this door, because I'm about to leave. So I went ahead, while they were arguing, I went ahead and left traumatized. But excuse me. All right, you guys, that's the end of that story time, or whatever you want to call it, my MUA confessions. So if it was entertaining to you, you find it delightful, helpful, or interesting, then please, please, please hit like, subscribe, and comment down below. I would really appreciate it. And then if you want to see more of me, because I want to see more of you, hit that notification button. Go ahead and do that. So, and until next time, I will see you guys later.